Welcome to Asset TV here at the Morningstar Conference in Chicago. Today I am joined by Lisa Ramirez. She's a partner, portfolio manager, and analyst at Westcore Funds. Lisa, thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Happy to be here.
Thank you. So tell us about your investment process at Westcore.
Sure. We combine our experience and in-depth research to carefully construct a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks that we think serves investors well over the long term. I'll give you just a few highlights. Our process was built 18 years ago to help us as fundamental analysts be more efficient and effective in our work. Because we know, and you may know, that only 40% of stocks will outperform in a given year, we screen the universe on a sector level to tilt those odds back in our favor. We then use our proprietary discounted cash flow model, but we use it in reverse, letting the current stock price tell us what the market's expecting. And we take that initial review a step further by using our sensitivity tool, which is embedded in our discounted cash flow model. This tells us where the company can create value. And that tells me as an analyst where I should focus my time, again, to be more efficient and effective in our work.
Why do you focus specifically on dividend-paying stocks?
Well, in short, we invest in the dividend-paying pond because you can achieve higher returns with less risk, and that provides our clients, investors, with consistent returns over the long term. In fact, if you look over 30 years, you would see that small and mid-cap dividend-paying stocks have outperformed non-dividend-paying stocks, and they've done so with less risk. We don't know why, investors overlook dividend-paying stocks.
Interesting. So can you tell us some of the reasons you surmise that they're overlooked?
Well, there are a couple reasons. We think that maybe investors focus on companies that rely on Wall Street for external capital, whereas many dividend-paying companies don't need to rely on Wall Street. They have sufficient cash flow and capital to pay a dividend as well as invest in their businesses. We also think that there's a powerful message that a company sends when they decide to pay a dividend. First of all, they're telling us that their future is bright. They believe they'll have the cash flows to meet that commitment. And they're also telling us that they will be shareholder-friendly companies and really pay attention to how they're spending their capital.
Do you feel that there are any misperceptions about this space that you need to dispel?
Oh, yes. Many people believe that dividend payers don't have the ability to grow. That's why they've started to return cash to shareholders. On the contrary, we see companies that pay dividends actually generate plenty of cash to invest in their businesses, but then are able to return cash to shareholders. We've also heard from people that they think dividend-paying stocks have had a strong run and there isn't any room left. Well, they're not distinguishing between high-yielding dividend-paying companies, which, yes, have received some attention and capital over the last few years, versus the rest of the dividend-paying universe. Well, we don't focus in the high-yielding area. We are focused across sectors. You don't hear about technology and healthcare dividend-paying stocks in the news, but they're out there and there are plenty of them. Another reason we think people are misinterpreting our product is that they think they can get dividend exposure from ETFs, exchange-traded funds, and they can. But what they're not realizing is many of those ETFs are heavily invested in a couple of sectors: real estate investment trusts, utilities, the more typical dividend-paying sectors, whereas we're balanced across sectors. So they are actually taking more risk by having sector bets versus us being more neutral or sensitive to sectors and still getting that dividend exposure.
The Lipper Awards just took place in New York a couple of weeks ago and Westcore Funds was recognized. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Oh, yeah, we're thrilled. We think it's a testament to our dividend strategy that we were able to beat out 108 other funds to receive the Lipper Award for a 3-year track record for mid-cap value. And we're excited to grow that business, and we think it just is a proof point for us.
Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us here at Morningstar and tell us a bit more about Westcore.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
And thank you for tuning in. From Asset TV in Chicago, I'm Jillian Kemmerer.